Always good to see Harold Reynolds, one of our faves, longtime friend. And, guys have walk-up songs. Harold has a walk, just a walk, and you walked in, and it was just, I thought you got injured.
No, man, that's being cool. You got to drag the leg, a little George Jefferson, take it back a little bit.
But is it a dead leg? Like, who came up with that walk where, like, a white guy can't do that?
No. We got to save something for the brothers. Come on, man.
Okay, watch McLovin. McLovin.
All right, let me see what you got.
Watch McLovin, and you tell me how hip this is. Here's McLovin.
All
right, here you go.
You know what? I feel like I'm going to go watch a football game today. No, McLovin, that's not getting it.
Yeah, you got to bring something.
You got to drop the arm down a little bit.
You got to bring something.
We'll show you when we walk off.
He's Harold Reynolds, Major League Baseball Network analyst, a guy who won 3 Gold Gloves, but he only has 2 because we have one in the Milford Man Cave.
Yeah, I keep wondering. Oh, you're just going to have it for a month. It's been 2 years now.
You ain't getting it back.
It's been 2 years.
You got to come again. So I'm doing Sports Jeopardy, and we're taping 20 shows. I did that a couple of weeks ago. And one of the clues had to do with he won 3 Gold Gloves for the Seattle Mariners.
Wow.
And
that's cool. I was in Jeopardy,
and nobody got the answer.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. They were. Let's see. Was it Alvin Davis?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is one of the guys at work was saying his kid was saying, "You played back in the 19s." So, okay, things are changing real quick.
But you played when Junior was first coming up, right?
Yeah. I played his first 4 years with him.
But when you saw Ken Griffey Jr. First, you knew.
You knew. Just the day he came, I'll never forget the day he came. You know how they have the #1 draft pick? And he's right out of high school, so he comes to Seattle, work out with the big club. He's got this big old Michael Jackson afro. And he starts swinging, and he starts hitting balls in the upper tank. And I was like, he's 17. And I always tell him today, he wasted 3 years of big leagues by going to high school. He was that good. You can tell. He was that good.
You think out of 8th grade he could have...
Oh, he's just straight up to Seattle. Come on.
Best player you ever saw?
Probably so. I mean, I played against Barry, but Barry's always in the National League. But I played against Barry when he was in the minor leagues, and I never played against him in the big leagues. He was pretty amazing. But across the board, I mean, I could throw Ricky Henderson in there because he could do so many things. But Griffey, yeah, probably so.
If I leveled the playing field, and we had Lance Armstrong on a couple of weeks ago, he said he couldn't have won the Tour de France without cheating. But if everybody was cheating, he dominated.
Yeah.
So if I leveled the playing field, everybody got to use whatever they wanted to use. And you look at what Bonds was able to do. Would there be any... I mean, it's even more amazing that if you realize what was going on back in the 90s, and Bonds was... scary automatic back then. Can you see if we leveled the playing field and said everybody can use pitchers, everybody, would Bonds still stand out?
Oh, no doubt.
As the greatest hitter of the 90s.
No doubt. I think the one thing that gets lost with Barry is he would get one pitch and hit that one pitch.
Yes.
I don't care what you're on. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
And then the knowledge, though, I don't think he gets credit for being as smart as he is. I mean, he'd sit there and go, "You didn't see the white on the ball? This guy's throwing a breaking ball." When he's bringing his glove up. Little things like that. It's like, what?
Well, he told me that he wouldn't share information with teammates because he thought that they would be the opposition. They could be the opposition the following season. He didn't want to share information with his teammates.
Well, that takes you to the next level of thinking, but it happens so much where there is so much turnover. I remember when Robbie Alomar, the year Jack Morris lost 20 games, Robbie said, "Hey, when he brings the glove to the belt, it's a split. When he goes below the waist, it's a fastball." It's spread around the whole league. And the next thing you know, somebody gets traded to Detroit, tells them about it, and now we all lose 20 games instead of winning 20.
He's Harold Reynolds joining us here in the Man Cave in New York City. But when you're able to, it's so subtle that you pick up something from a pitcher.
Yeah.
Tough. Is that the biggest, what was the biggest clue you ever got, biggest tip?
That was probably it because it was easy. It was in the windup, and you could see it early. I sat on the bench when Rod Carew was our hitting coach in Anaheim, and he would go, "You guys don't see it? No, we don't see it, Rod. That's just a whole nother level of thinking that guys like Carew and Bonds, and we're talking about the greatest of all time, can pick up things. Robbie Alomar was stealing bases. He would sit there and go, you didn't see he put his pinky in front of the other one? I mean, little simple things that he would pick up that nobody else could even see.
Have you been in touch with A-Rod?
Actually, yeah. I've spoken with him a couple different times. He's working out at UCLA. You were asking that last segment.
For what reason?
He's come back, man. He's playing.
For who?
For the Yankees. He's coming. Get ready. He's coming.
Is he allowed to come
back? Get ready.
back?
It's here I come.
Is he allowed to?
Yeah, he'll have served his time. And, according to the rules, the commissioner's going to have to let him come back and play.
Do the Yankees want him back?
I don't know that side of the story. I don't know. But I know he wants to come back.
Okay, but you got Chase Headley at third. Is A-Rod going to go to short now that Jeter's retired?
Wow.
Whoa! Whoa!
Hey, you never know. I have no idea what the plan is. I really don't. I just know he's coming back.
Do you think that he would want to play shortstop?
I think if you said, Alex, you're going to play short, he wouldn't say no. But I think he understands he's a third baseman at this point in time, too. I don't know. But if it was up to him, I would say, yeah, he would definitely play short.
Because nobody wants to follow Jeter.
No.
But A-Rod would be the one guy.
He would love it. He'd relish in it, no doubt. He would.
Can he still play?
I don't know. That we'll see. That time we'll see. I mean, he's 39 now. He missed really a year and a half. So I don't know what he's going to be able to do. We'll see.
Well, they still own.
It's going to be a story. You know that. I call him Lightning Rod. I told him, I call you Lightning Rod. It's not A-Rod. You're Lightning Rod. Everywhere you go, Lightning Rod.
Is he a bad guy?
I've known Alex since he was 18, and I've gotten to know him real well. I like him personally, and I have a different relationship than
but
others.
You know what to expect from him. Like you're different than everybody else because you sort of know that's who he is, and you accept him for that.
Yeah, and I have to sometimes sit there and go, Alex, come on now. I have that relationship with him. Other people might say, he's the worst person. You come across other folks, they'll say, greatest guy you've ever met. So he's that kind of, I can't get the right word, where depends on when you come across him, in a sense. But for me, I've always had a good relationship with him.
I thought going to the Yankees was one of the worst things that he ever did.
Looking back.
He got paid.
Yeah, he did.
Got championship. Or was it going to the Rangers with that contract and not staying with Seattle?
Ooh, those are both tough. To go to Texas, I think you got to take that contract. $250 million, nobody at the time. He hit 50 home runs in Texas. I don't know if they had a team around him and built that. But I think if he had patience, they'd have put something around him.
What if he had gone to the Mets instead of the Yankees?
It would have been a whole different story.
That would have been better for him.
It would have been a lot better. I think the Yankees was a bad move because you already had Derek Jeter. You already had a Yankee core that was winning. And it was almost like he never really got accepted. I know he had won a ring and he had a big World Series that year, but he never really was one of the core guys.
He tried so hard to be in with the in crew, and they wouldn't let him in. Jeets and Tino Martinez and Mo and Posada. And it's like the harder he tried, the worse it got for him.
Well, it's almost like they had such a deep relationship. They had been through so many things together. To kind of bring the outsider in and say, hey, you're part of it, you can fake it, you can try to make it happen, but it's not as authentic, I guess is what I'm looking for.
The Derek Jeter patch?
Yeah.
Come on.
I heard you killing that.
Come on.
I know. I know Derek's probably sitting there. They're going to wear that the rest of the year.
Oh, I know.
So I think he's not one that sat there and
could you imagine Jeets having to put that thing on?
No, I can't. And it's not his personality to sit there and say, look at me. That's not him at all. That's not who it is. But, hey, the club's going to do what they want to do. And
yeah, but wouldn't Jeter say, how about we not?
Oh, I'm sure he probably did.
Well, he's Jeter. He should be able to tell them not to have Derek Jeter Appreciation Day or week or month or whatever it is.
Sometimes the club is going to do what the club wants to do. I just remember at the All-Star game this year, it was like pulling teeth to get him to do that interview during the game because his whole thing was, look, I don't want to take away the All-Star experience from other guys. Some guys are the first time playing the All-Star game. Don't put the attention on me. And he was sincere about it. Some guys say that, and then it's like, oh, come on, we're going to do – oh, okay, all right. But he was real serious about that. That's the way he is.
Okay, but how do you go his entire career? Now, does he have a place where he would drive into the basement of his apartment complex, therefore he could take a private elevator up to his bachelor pad and bring his girlfriends up there?
No, you know what? He it's funny.
He was never seen out with these women. We just heard about it. Have you been to his bachelor pad?
He's trying to put me down a bad spot. I'm not calling it a bachelor pad. He's got a mansion he lives in.
Well, that's in Tampa. I'm talking
about here in New York.
Yeah, his
apartment was great.
He was slaying in New York. So did you ever go to the crib?
Listen to this. Listen to him.
He was.
You guys look at you. These guys are looking at you going, Harold, don't answer that. They got the Harold, don't answer that looks on me.
Were you up in the apartment?
Yeah, it was a great apartment. 88th floor overlooking the city.
Got
fantastic.
a pool table?
Pool table. Yeah.
Bar?
Good time. Watch the games.
What else
go up.
What else you gonna
he doesn't have a whole lot of people come over. Derek's a pretty close-knit guy.
Yeah.
Really private.
Yeah.
Good group.
Is he going to marry this girl? This swimsuit mom?
Wow. We'll see. I don't know.
Hannah Davis?
You put me in a bad spot right now.
Harold.
She's a great girl. I love her. She's special. She is.
What happens
Sweetheart.
first? Hall of Fame or gets married?
5 years for the Hall. I think he'll get married before 5 years, and I don't know if it's going to be her. I just think he'll get married within the next 5 years. That's my opinion.
I'm Kershaw today. I'm bringing some cheese.
You are bringing heat, man, and I'm sitting there I'm Bruce Lee. I'm blocking all this stuff. I feel Derek calling me. A-Rod's going to be calling me. Woo.
Speaking of Kershaw.
MLB Network is on, every night on MLB Network.
Oh, you want me again?
Let's change it up.
You can watch Harold on MLB Tonight. That's tonight at 9 Eastern. Live look-ins of games throughout the league and also part of Fox and FS1's coverage of the MLB postseason. You are sweating, man. You're sweating to the oldies.
That's uncomfortable right there.
Okay.
All right. No, I'm good. Go ahead.
Kershaw.
Yeah.
Now, and at what point do you say you can put him in with anybody in any era?
I think he's there right now. When you start looking at the numbers he's putting up, how he's shutting down the generation he's playing in, it's amazing. It really is. This run he's been on this year kind of solidified his name. It took him to another level. I think we might see him win the National League MVP, and I'm not one that gives a pitcher that, but he's been that dominant.
Yeah, I said, but you have, Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah, great year, incredible year. But it's not 150 RBIs. He's got 100 RBIs. He's got 30-some homers, and it's big. But it's not – Kershaw's like a 1-something ERA. It's ridiculous.
But if you look at Kershaw to everybody else that pitches and Mike Trout to everybody who plays the field and hits, there's a big separation between Kershaw and every other pitcher.
No doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, you can make a good argument for Victor Martinez right now with the American League MVP and Mike Trout. I mean, Victor's got 29 home runs. He's keeping the Tigers in it. He's having a big year. Kershaw, there's not another pitcher you can even put in that category right now. You just can't.
It's always great to see you.
That's it? Okay. Wow. I'm out the hot seat. Start off with Jeopardy. Got me smiling. Talk about my Jefferson walk. Now I'm going to walk out of here
what seat?
I feel like that walk is going to be a little less going back, more of a limp.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have a little bit more of a limp there.
No, I think you kind of took the limp out of that. That's good stuff, DP. Good to see you. I heard you flew back on a red eye.
Yeah,
it's really tough eating lobster and stuff all the way back.
Yeah,
rough.
Yeah, well, when Paul Allen gets his private plane for you, you just say thank you, sir.
You are big time.
No, he didn't give me his private plane. MLB tonight at 9 Eastern, live look-ins, games throughout the league, and he's Harold Reynolds, one of our favorites.
Thank you.
A man who wins sports Emmys, by the way, for his work, but he will not win one for this appearance here.
I lost some things today.
They may want one back here.